things up.
Yeah, but they have a little thing over there. Ladies and gentlemen.
Merci, monsieur. Bonjour, mes amis. I am Antoine Lomé de la Cadillac, the founder of Fort Pontchartrain, Ville-des-Trois. The year is 1701. I have come down from the north, and I have discovered a Detroit, a smooth, calm body of water. And I realize that from this body of water, it is possible to transport the fur to Montreal and then to Paris without having to take them overland. For our guides have told us that this river connects to the Great Lakes and goes into Montreal itself. I petitioned the king to establish a trading post. He said, by all means, my friend, establish a trading post. However, the government is in financial problem. You'll have to finance it yourself. Some things do not change. Count Pontchartrain was a very good friend and very wealthy. He gave us the money and we named the trading post after him, and it became Fort Pontchartrain, Ville-des-Trois. 57 men, 1 soldier, 1 cannon, 2 priests, and a trading post was established. My oldest son came with me. My wife is in Montreal. She's at the Ursuline convent with our 2 other sons and 2 daughters. That's 5 children for those of you who are keeping track. She did not want to stay in Montreal. She did not want to stay at the Ursuline convent, and she organized a flotilla of canoe, traveled 750 miles in open canoe, a 6-week journey. And in October of 1701, the cannon of the fort boomed out to welcome the first European woman to live permanently in the wilderness. Mesdames et messieurs, my lady wife, the mother of 13 children, Marie-Thérèse Guillaume Cadillac.
Enchanté to le monde. I'm enchanted to meet you all. Now, the ability for us to take the very easy route to the Fort Pontchartrain Ville-des-Trois was only because there was a great peace made earlier in the year, and the tribes of the east made peace with the tribes of the west, like the Wiatanan, the Huron, Odawa, Ojibwe, and then the tribes of the east, the Iroquois Nation, the Seneca, Oneida, Tuscarora, etc. And then you could go on the great expressway of canoe rides all the way around Fort Niagara and the cataracts. It was beautiful. They had to drag me away. We had my 2 children. My best friend Anne Picotet was with me, de Balestre Tonti. And we came to be with our favorite trading partners, the Native Americans of the place where Ville-des-Trois, otherwise known as Detroit, became. So when we arrived, there was a great party and much celebrating, and of course we would dance.
When the women arrived, the Iroquois said, now we know you are our brothers, you have brought your women. We took the largest room at Fort Pontchartrain, Ville-des-Trois. We took the fur storage room. We pushed the furs to the sides of the room. We hung furs on the walls. Versailles had its tapestries, but we were better than Versailles, for we had our wives, we had our women with us. And we did the dances. We did the dances of the French countryside. Every province in France has its own customs, its own costumes, its own dances. If you do not know where someone is from by the way they dress or by their dialect, ask them to do a caper, and you immediately know where they are from. Two such dances, one from the province of Normandy, a brawl gay, and one from the province of Brittany, a brawl official. Monsieur Lully? This is known as the birdie in the bush. Merci. Now in the brawl official, the woman is lifted into the air and her ankles are exposed. The woman is lifted into the air and her ankles are exposed. Hey man, it's 1701. You get it where you can.
Wow, that was close.
Merci. The provinces of France continue into the south, and you begin to have the Spanish influence, or the Basque region and the Gascon region are very well known, and their dances introduce an interesting thing that the women especially enjoy, and I think the men here will especially enjoy as well. For in the Spanish dances, you move your hips. Let's see. Now, Marie-Therese was educated at the Ursuline convent, and so was her best friend, Mesdames et Messieurs, the wife of the second in command at Fort Pontchartrain de l'Etoile, Anne de Balestre de Tonty. She is related to the Bourbons of France. She is a lady of esteem. Now, women at this time, educated at the Ursuline convent, the Ursulines were this radical Catholic group who decided that women could be educated. A little Catholic heresy there. And the women are sheltered They are guarded. A woman is a flower, and her reputation is extremely expensive and must be protected. For, should scandal occur, the dowry disappears. This makes meeting young men somewhat difficult, but ladies, as we all know, are extremely clever creatures. And the women discovered the fan was not just a fashion accessory, it was a means of communication. Take, for example, this scenario. It is a warm summer afternoon. You're in a village fete with your chaperone when you spy a young man who catches your fancy. You send your chaperone to get you a lemon ice, and you say to the young man, I am desirous of making your acquaintance. Now he has read fan language for dummies and knows exactly what you just said. You tell him, follow me. You lead him through the crowd, down the hill and under a tree. You have said, I wish to speak with you alone. Your chaperone is coming back. She has 2 lemon ice, one for herself, one for you. You warn him, we are being watched. However, at that moment, the sun breaks through the clouds, and you realize he looked much better at a distance than he does up close. You think quickly to yourself and say, I am sorry, monsieur, I love another. I am engaged, and my poor young friend, l'affaire c'est fini. The affair is over. And when the fan snaps shut, his future is crushed. His heart is broken. He has no prospects, no concept of success in anything he does in his life, and he probably becomes the CEO of General Motors. Mesdames et messieurs, the language of the fan. Women. There were many people who came to Nouvelle-France before 1701, before the explorers, before the commandants, before the soldiers. One such man is Jacques Legrand. He is a coureur de bois. He's a man who runs in the woods. He is here. He has been trained by the natives. He knows their paths. He knows their trails. He knows the animals' habits. And he is very well versed in nature. He is here without government sanction. The government has sent Pierre Roy, who is a voyageur. The voyageurs are the teamsters of 1701. They can portage 90 pounds on their back. They paddle for 14 hours a day, stopping for perhaps a small repast, a pipe of tobacco, 300 pounds. A small repast, a pipe of tobacco. They'll spend the night under the stars. Unless it was this week in Weohtnin, then they're going to spend it under the canoe. A young lady who has made her presence at Port Pontchartrain-Ville des Trois. This is Marie Lepage. Marie-Thérèse Guillaume Cadillac has the distinction of being the first European woman to live permanently in the wilderness. Marie Lepage has the distinction of being the first divorced woman in Nouvelle-France. Now, Marie Lepage is also a seamstress and a laundry woman. Every woman knows how to make her own laces, her own fabrics, and they produce many beautiful things. Now it's a warm summer day, Madame Lepage, to wash the laundry at the river, and scrub, 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 wash, scrub, 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 wash. She could use some help, ladies, gentlemen, children, and 1, 2, 3, scrub, wash, 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 scrub. A shadow appears behind her. It is Monsieur Roy, for there has been a problem with the laundry. And they are going to discuss this. Mesdames et messieurs, the brawl. Operative word, brawl. Of the washerwoman.
She gets it now.
weighing more than 90 pounds. It's going to be a very cold Saturday evening. Yeah. Port Pontchartrain Ville des Trois was an extremely successful trading post. A village was established nearby, the habitants came, the natives came. We were a success. So successful, in fact, that I was made governor of the Louisiana territories. This is not a promotion. Louisiana is hot. It is bug infested, and the rumor is that the natives eat each other. This occurred because someone anonymously wrote the king that I had not paid my tax on time. Do we have any sympathy vote here? Can I see your show of hands like you voted before? Thank you. We had just sent a detailed inventory to Versailles, listing our household possessions, our livestock, our chattel, and all weapons. On the inventory are listed 125 swords. For to be a gentleman at the time, you must be able to read, to write, to hunt, to hawk, and to fence. Educated at the Jesuit seminary, we learned all of those deeds. Now the king does ballets at court based on mythology. The Jesuits wrote, produced, directed, and starred in their own ballets based on the Bible. One such ballet from one such epic, a dance to pay, a matashi. All right.
That went wild. Let's go.
I think that's an error.
You dropped the pattern off, man.
Eh,
Put the book to the right.
is that a mulligan? Now, I was born in a small village in southern France, and as I said, the Gascon is starting to come into the area. St. Nicholas de la Grave is the birthplace of Antoine Nommé Le Carrière. The house is there. It is a historical site, and it took the Madame Cadillac Dance Theater to let St. Nicholas de la Grave know that I was born there. They had no idea. And there is now a plaque from the Michigan Historical Society stating that this is the birthplace of Cadillac. There will be a quiz next period. It is essay, and I do take off for spelling. One such dance from St. Nicholas de la Grave, again with the Spanish influence. Maybe. It is a courant Gascon. age was 32. This young lady is also very well known at Port Pontchartrain, Ville-des-Trois. Mesdames et Messieurs, Angelique Beaubien. She is the first woman to own property. She has a ribbon farm. It begins at the river and proceeds to the woods. The more land she clears, the more property she has. The more property she has, the wealthier she is. Simple economics. Mesdames et Messieurs, Madame Beaubien. And she's available. Two young men who have entertained you all day. Musicians, but they are also voyageurs. There is no dead wood in a canoe. This is Jean-Claude Lully. He is educated at the conservatory, presented at court, played at court, unhappy at court, came to Nouvelle-France to seek his fame and fortune. I am firmly convinced that police investigation had nothing to do with the fact that he came. His compatriot in crime, Francois Beauregard. Mandolin extraordinaire. Mesdames et Messieurs, our musicians. Ah, yes.
Ah! And what did bring all these young voyageurs to the New World? Why, they were looking for beaver. Yes, beaver skins were very popular in France to make those fur hats that the French aristocracy wore. Anyway, what did they trade for those beaver skins? Why, the lowly Jew's harp. Ah, this little instrument comes easily across the great seas, and they sound like this. Now this little instrument, keep in mind, we are trained performers. Do not do this at home. It's a dentist's best friend. Let's have some bass. Yeah.
Now, the patron saint of all voyageurs is Saint Anne's. For one day coming in through a severe thunderstorm, afraid the boat would capsize and all furs would be lost, they appealed to Saint Anne that if she saved them, they would build a church in her honor. And therefore, most French cities have a church dedicated to Saint Anne. It was usually the second building built. First was the stockade, second was the church, then they worried about the commandant's house. Nouvelle-France, I do that. So, mesdames et messieurs, Jean-Claude Lully, Francois Beauregard, and the real de Saint Anne.